watching around the tri-state. Everybody's watching Fox 7.
It's time for news. Now, from Fox 7 First News.
Hi, I'm Randy Moore.
And I'm Julie Beatty. We begin Fox 7 First News tonight with vanishing farmland in Indiana.
Every year in the tri-state, enough prime farmland to fill the state of Delaware is converted to other uses. Indiana is part of the problem. Fox 7's Peter Osborne heard some complaints by tri-state farmers tonight. Pete.
Randy, many farmers feel vulnerable when developers want to take good farmland like this in southern Vanderburgh County and use it for a strip mall or a housing project. And they got the chance to tell the state about it in Poseyville tonight. Richard Leffler took precious time from harvesting his 300 acres in Gibson County to come to Poseyville tonight. He wanted to give Lieutenant Governor Joe Kernan his thoughts on land use in the Hoosier State. Kernan heard farmers' frustration over things like eminent domain.
After the right of domain ruins your business, your farm, you're like a dead person. You have to get rid of it because of taxes. And there's no way you can farm it because there's just a small amount of profit.
Kernan's Hoosier Farmland Preservation Task Force is taking ideas like that to form a statewide strategy, promoting urban development with tax incentives and discouraging outlying projects that need more sewer and utility lines. The goal is to keep farming strong in Indiana. Interstate 69 is also a sore subject for many of these farmers who are afraid they will not get fair value for their land if it's paved over.
My business is worth something to me. It's a livelihood. I can't, if they destroy it, I can't pass it on to the next family, see?
We're at a disadvantage because if we have to go out and buy other land, maybe it's 20, 25 miles down the road. If they do give us enough money to replace it, then we still have the problem of having to travel, and that makes it almost unprofitable to do that.
Bishop Mumford says farmers cannot stay in business if they get more money by selling out.
If you're up there by Toyota and get $10,000 an acre, you don't frown and cry all the way to home. You go home and you buy 10 more acres for every one you lost. I mean, that's that.
Now, this farmland task force also considers itself an urban revitalization task force because if cities can redevelop empty spots in the downtown area, there's no need to gobble up good farmland outside of the city. The task force is gathering feedback on a statewide tour. They hope to have a final recommendation ready by early 1999. Randy?
Yeah, Peter, sounds like money's the main issue.
Well, for most farmers it is. You know, if they have to give up their farmland to a developer or to the state, they want to make sure and get good value for it and not get ripped off for it. But on the other hand, many farmers would probably prefer to keep their farm intact in the first place, so it's a two-sided issue there.
Yep. Okay, Peter. Thanks.
Well, there is no doubt about it. Fall is definitely here now.
It's cooling off, and here's Fox 7 meteorologist Rod Rose.
And Randy, Julie, it's going to feel a little wintry later on this week as we get a frost and a hard freeze, it looks like, on Friday morning. However, tomorrow morning with some clouds, we start the day at 44 degrees, but then the temperature will be in the 60s. However, we're going to be seeing a slight chance for rain. Most of us won't see any rain. Now, I'm going to tell you when we expect to see that frost and freeze and also what our weekend looks like coming up in a few minutes in the full forecast. Julie?
We will see you then, Ron. Thanks. Henderson police want our help to find a missing woman. She is 39-year-old Leona Rayburn, an Asian woman. Leona is 5 feet 4 inches tall with shoulder-length black hair and brown eyes. She weighs about 130 pounds. Her husband says that she left work at Gibbs Die Casting on Friday night at 10:30, but she never made it home. Leona was driving the family's 1996 light brown Chevrolet Astro van. Her husband says it is not like her to leave home without checking on their 5 children.
The mayor of Vincennes wants to know what's taking so long to solve one of the tri-state's most notorious unsolved murders. It's been 13 months since a Vincennes University woman was found beaten and stabbed to death in her off-campus home. Now, Vincennes Mayor Howard Hatcher has asked Governor Frank O'Bannon to assign a special task force to review the case. Hatcher tells Fox 7 News he's taking action because Baker's family distrusts police and the community feels unsafe. So far, 400 people have been interviewed and 52 have submitted to DNA tests. The FBI is also working up a profile of the murderer and providing local authorities with technical assistance in the Baker case.
More jobs are coming to the tri-state, and Indiana is making sure all of those new workers will have the necessary training they need. Lieutenant Governor Joe Kernan says the manufacturing industry is the backbone of our economy. Berry Plastics Corporation, along with Wabash Plastics and the Rover Corporation, are investing millions to expand their Vanderbilt County facilities and create about 157 new jobs. The state has awarded grant money to help train the new employees.
We need to use every means at our disposal to improve our companies and our employees. Through this grant process, we'll be able to update our employees on our quality systems and our equipment technology.
For people to be able to hold down a job in today's workplace, you need to have good skills. You need to have that additional training in order to be able to get a job, to be able to keep a job.
In all, Indiana is investing more than $650,000 in Hoosier workers.
Well, more money is on its way to Kentucky school districts. A plan to reduce class sizes will bring close to $20 million to the Bluegrass State. The U.S. Department of Education hopes this change will allow students to get the attention they need to succeed. Tri-state schools, which will benefit from the initiative, include Davis County, Hancock County, Henderson County, Hopkins County, Muhlenberg County, Ohio County, Union County, Webster County, there's Muhlenberg and Ohio County, Union County and Webster County, and finally, McLean County.
The U.S. House of Representatives passed a vote tonight on a fiscal 1999 budget agreement. Indiana 8th District candidate Gail Reekin says the agreement puts the nation's economic priorities where they need to be. Reekin spoke this morning with a group of senior citizens. She praised the plan for its balanced budget proposal and for shoring up Social Security. She says it also makes education a priority.
I think one of the most important investments we will make in this country's future is the investment we make to put up to 100,000 new teachers in the classroom and lower the classroom size to 18 in grades K through 3, the most formative school years.
But Reekin is concerned it doesn't do enough for farmers who are facing some of the lowest crop prices in years.
Reekin's opponent had some high-powered help today from a former senator and once presidential contender. Bob Dole came to Evansville to campaign for Congressman John Hostetler. Dole spoke at a rally at the airport this morning. He made several references to President Clinton's sex scandal. Dole called Hostetler a man of character and said character does count. He also asked for support for the World War II memorial, which he says is only about a third of the way toward reaching its $100 million goal. On Election Day now, you can see results throughout the evening. That's on November 3rd. See it first right here on Fox 7 First News.
Well, we discovered some great baseball stories this season.
The Mark McGwire, Sammy Sosa home run chase was on. Sammy is big here in the States now, but he's an even bigger hit in his home country. Rich Miller is at the Fox Box with more on Sammy's first visit home since his season ended.
He grew up shining shoes in the Dominican Republic, but today he came back home as the biggest hero in this little nation's history. Sammy came back to see his family and friends, but also to help the country get back on its feet after the latest major hurricane ripped through, leaving thousands of people homeless.
125 pesos. 200.
Now that I'm here in my country, I have a lot of time to go personally, to go to every corner in the barrio to find out what's going on and find, and see what people need, really need.
We'll have more from Sammy later, plus Kentucky basketball and a local tennis player who's got his eye on an Indiana state championship. Brandy and Julie?
Okay.
Thanks, Rich.
Thanks. Well, it is cold tonight, but Ron says it's nothing like what we're going to see tomorrow. His forecast is next.
Get out the comforter. Paula Jones fights to have her lawsuit against President Clinton opened up again. Details coming up.
And are we raising a generation of liars? Some people say we are. We'll take a look in tonight's cover story when Fox 7 First News at 9 continues.
You are watching Fox 7 First News with Randy Moore, Julie Beatty, meteorologist Ron Rhodes, and Rich Miller with Fox 7 Sports.
Meet me where it always feels like summertime. The swing on Wilson's Pond or old Mahoney sign. The good times that you're craving are just around the bend.
It's time for a meal.
Meet me at the Dairy Queen, where the feeling never ends. Meet me at DQ.
Come in and get a chicken strip basket. You get crispy fries and Texas toast.
Come on to that feeling and meet me at DQ.
The new Kiss 106.1, a better mix of the 80s, 90s, and today.
Hi, Bob and Sherry. We're your new morning show. And you know, regular listeners say after a while that we seem like we're married.
Well, our relationship is a lot like a marriage. I mean, we hang out all the time, and we talk about everything. We finish each other's sentences. I mean, we do everything. Well, except, of course, when we have sex.
Like I said, it's a lot like a marriage.
The new Kiss 106.1, a better mix of the 80s, 90s, and today.
David Copperfield tells E.T. the truth about his relationship with Claudia Schiffer, plus Hollywood's new Fountain of Youth on E.T.
Tomorrow afternoon at 5:30 on Fox 7.
Teamwork. It's what makes good medical care excellent. At Radiology and Diagnostic Imaging, we anticipate and meet patient and physician expectations as a team. Our staff works with your doctor's office to coordinate your diagnostic procedure, doing our best to maximize our services in a minimum amount of your time. Teamwork. Real people working together for your benefit. That's Doctors Tyler and Mulligan at RDI, Radiology and Diagnostic Imaging. It's your body. Ask for the best.
Hey! Somebody! Help me!
If you're going to get to first base, get to first base. If you're going to get a deal, get a deal. Hardee's Big Deluxe Burger, now for just 99 cents every day. A great burger at a really great price, just 99 cents. If you're going to go, go all out. It's time for Fox 7 First Weather with Chief Meteorologist Ron Rhodes.
Well, on Sunday, we saw quite a bit of rain. We're going to see just a little bit of rain, it looks like, tomorrow. Most of us will not see anything. It's going to be chilly. High of only 59 degrees tomorrow. So, be prepared for that. And we're on our way down to low temperatures are going to be the focus, really, to the high temperatures over the next few nights after tonight. A little bit of rain tomorrow. A lot of frost on the way later in the week, too. And we've got the warmth out west. We will see the warmth, it looks like, begin to build back in by the weekend. But not until then. Clouds pouring into the tri-state, inundating our skies, although there are still a few breaks out there. I've had some weather spotters say we've got a mixture of clouds and some starry skies, too, so not good viewing for the Orionids tonight. But we're going to be seeing that better view tomorrow because we're going to see the skies really start to clear out tomorrow night. We've got some false echoes around Indianapolis and St. Louis, but this is real. Some light rain, which is slowly working its way through central Illinois. We're going to see that chance for light rain tomorrow. High pressure still on hold, though, and it is over top of us. We've got a fairly calm wind pattern. Here's the shot of colder air, though, that's going to be pushing on through, and it is going to be moving as far south as Miami, Florida. That's how cool it's going to be. Cold air plunging south. Jet stream tomorrow, pretty much just north of the tri-state, but it's going to take a big dip, and it's going to be carving out quite a trough here as the cooler air starts to pour on in to the southeastern United States. Like I said, the Orionids, now, not good viewing tonight, better viewing tomorrow, so just for your information, southeast sky, the radiance, they're going to appear to come out of the Orion constellation, which is in the southeast sky. About 25 meteors per hour, nothing fantastic. Next month, write it down, November 18th, we have a meteor storm. It's Leonids, and that is going to be something to see. We could be seeing as many as 2 meteors per second, and that's quite a bit if you know anything about those meteor showers. 63, the forecast high, got up to 68 late in the afternoon, a little bit too warm. Send a postcard if you'd like your chance in the Fox 7 Totes giveaway, Fox 7 Box 7 Evansville, 47701. Put it to my attention. 49 degrees the current temperature. Temperatures have been dropping fast, but they're not going to drop a whole lot faster with the clouds overhead. Just about down to 44 for an overnight low, so not a whole lot further. Southwest wind at around 3 miles an hour. That will be calming overnight. Relative humidity 89%. We had some fog last night and early this morning. Not as big of a problem tonight because of the cloud cover. As the clouds pour on in, temperatures are going to hold 40s for lows tonight across the tri-state, 44 for an overnight low. Northwest wind at around 5. Some scattered light rain tomorrow for some of us. And those people that do see the rain, not much to be had, just about 1/10 of an inch. Most of us won't see a thing. North wind's going to pick up in the afternoon at around 10 to 15 miles an hour. And, you know, Fox 7 is the only place where you get a 7-day outlook. So if you have any plans for Monday or Tuesday, we'll let you know about it because we've got the exclusive 7-day outlook. Temperatures, look at that high, though, on Thursday, 49 degrees. We are going to bounce back up into the 60s by the weekend, but really Friday and Thursday and Friday, rather, the 2 days low temperature-wise to worry about if you've got any plants outside. 33 degrees on Thursday. We're teetering on the edge of freezing. And then on Friday, 27, hard freeze. How about that? We're going to get back up into the 70s, it looks like, on Tuesday. We could see some Indian summer conditions next week, so that'll be nice to see, too.
Nice to look forward to.
Yeah, it really is.
Good change of pace.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Ron.
Henderson County residents are being asked to boil their water before they use it. A water main broke in Roberts. The residents in Seabury, members of the Beach Grove water system, areas south of Tyson Foods, and all industries in the area attached to the Henderson South Treatment Plant are asked to boil their water until further notice. Meanwhile, that same water main break has forced the Tyson Foods plant near Seabury to cancel a couple of shifts. The first and second processing units of tonight's third shift have been suspended, and those same 2 units of tomorrow's first shift are also canceled. That shutdown affects about 1,200 workers. Maintenance and sanitation personnel should report as usual.
Well, it's not often that the boss pays us to work for someplace else, but that is just what happened to some Tri-Staters today. 60 Whirlpool employees spent their day at St. Vincent's Daycare. They declared today a day of caring, and together with the United Way, they spent the day working at St. Vincent's. Employees landscaped, painted, and even helped build a deck. In addition, Whirlpool employees are trying to raise over $100,000 for the United Way through employee donations.
Looked like they were enjoying it, too.
They sure did.
All right. An Israeli militant group admits to throwing a grenade at a bus stop. That's next in our Worldview.
And a local high school tennis player is hoping the second time will be the charm for him. Rich Miller explains in 30 minutes.
On issues important to families, let's compare the records. Families wanted a choice between overtime pay or time off to care for a sick child or a new baby. Jim Bunning voted to give families that choice.
Scotty Basler voted no.
And while thousands of children without parents wait for loving homes, Jim Bunning wrote the law making it easier for families to adopt them.
Scotty Basler was one of only 15 congressmen to vote no.
Jim Bunning, courage and experience for Kentucky.
There's a beautiful angel waiting just for you at Marion's Hallmark, your authorized Seraphim Classics dealer. And you can choose from a magnificent selection of these exquisite angel figurines and collectibles at Marion's Hallmark. Angels have intrigued us through the ages with their beauty, their inspiration, their messages of hope and love. And Seraphim Classics angels capture these timeless traits. For your personal collection or as a gift of love, come to Marion's today and see the majesty and the glory of the Seraphim Classics collection by Roman. Find your heaven on earth at Marion's Hallmark.
Will they break the president?
Underneath his fancy suit, Bill Clinton is hard like a rock.
Mad TV, late night Saturday on Fox.
Hey, how'd you like a piece of Long John Silver's golden battered fish, huh? Oh. You want more? Okay, okay. 2 delicious golden. Oh. Okay. How about some crispy fries? Oh. Okay, coleslaw, fresh, delicious. Oh. Yeah, hush puppies. Oh. All right, 2 pieces of fish, crispy fries, delicious coleslaw, and 2 crunchy hush puppies.
How much?
$3.99.
We're thirsty.
With a free drink.
Okay.
Long John Silver's fish and combo, just $3.99. I hope you're happy.
The Girling Law Team, everyday people who happen to be experienced personal injury lawyers. They know what it takes. Hard work, trust, tough-minded professionalism, experience, commitment, excellence. The Girling Law Team understands your situation, and we're ready to help you get the results you deserve. Call Girling Law. We're on your side. No recovery, no fee.
Paula Jones, again, wants her day in court.
An attorney for the former Arkansas state clerk argued in front of a 3-judge appeals panel today that her sexual harassment case against President Clinton should be reopened. Fox's Steve Brown reports.
It was another legal showdown for Paula Jones and President Clinton's attorneys, the Jones camp, fighting to reinstate her sexual harassment suit against the president. Clinton's attorneys are fighting to keep it out of the courts. Paula Corbin Jones filed the lawsuit 4 years ago. She claims the president made a crude sexual advance towards her when he was governor in 1991. The president says it never happened. Jones' original case was thrown out last April when a federal judge ruled she couldn't prove damages. This latest legal wrangling in a St. Paul, Minnesota federal courtroom is Jones' latest attempt to get her case heard. Jones' attorney James Fisher told the 3-judge panel that the president split hairs, dodged questions, and flat out lied in his quest to get the case dismissed. Fisher was talking about the Monica Lewinsky matter. Clinton defense attorney Amy Sabrin said the Jones legal team is ready to try any case but the Paula Jones case. Bob Bennett, head of the Clinton legal team, says the suit should stay dead.
The American people want the president and they want the Congress to solve the problems in the country and in the problems in the world and get this mess and stuff behind them.
Jones' lead attorney Donovan Campbell would not speculate on how the judges would eventually rule.
We don't think that anyone can predict how the Eighth Circuit will rule based on the questioning that was raised.
Campbell did say he expects settlement talks to resume soon. The judge's ruling is expected in January. One very interested party was willing to speculate on how the judges may rule. Gil Davis, a former Jones defense team member, was here in St. Paul, Minnesota today, and he believes that the judges will vote 2-1 or perhaps unanimously to reinstate Jones' lawsuit. In St. Paul, Minnesota, Steve Brown, Fox News.
Right now, negotiators are working on the framework of a Mideast peace accord, and that tops tonight's worldview. Sources close to the talks say the deal calls for a 12-week phased-in Israeli pullback from 13% of the West Bank. Each step would be coupled with steps to stop terror. Sources say these steps include confiscation of illegal weapons and the jailing of suspected terrorists. The militant Hamas group is claiming responsibility for yesterday's grenade attack in Israel. The attack at a bus stop hurt 64 people. Israeli authorities say the suspect has confessed to 2 other incidents, including the killing of a rabbi. Palestinian authorities say the suspect was a double agent who worked for Israel's police. He reportedly carried out the grenade attack, to his words, in self-defense. Well, NASA insists it won't feel any extra pressure to launch on time, even though President Clinton will be on hand to see John Glenn's return to space on October 29th. It's been almost 30 years since President Nixon witnessed the liftoff of Apollo 12. It soared through storm clouds and was hit twice by lightning. A senior member of NASA's Aerospace Safety Advisory Panel says the Challenger disaster is still too fresh on everyone's minds for NASA to take any chances with Glenn's launch on the Discovery.
Half of the kids contacted in a nationwide poll admitted to shoplifting, and more than half admitted cheating on tests, and nearly every single kid admitted lying to their parents. It's a sobering lesson for every parent of a teenager. We'll take a closer look in tonight's cover story.
Now at iMart, it's $19.99. For a limited time, iMart reintroduces the $19 eye exam. Plus, scratch-resistant name-brand no-line bifocal lenses are just $99. So remember, $19.99, only at iMart. A professional eye exam, only $19. No-line bifocals ready in about an hour, just $99. No appointment necessary. Open your eyes to big savings every day at iMart. You can clearly see the difference.
You spot an amazing bargain at Big Lots. Do you say, A, might as well grab it and go? B, might as well get the Big Lots price on all my Halloween shopping? Or C, might as well
do the bargain boogie!
Get a 2-pack of jumbo pillows for only $7.99. And these cool radio-controlled vehicles include battery pack and charger, just $24.99 each.
Might as well get the Big Lots price.
And boogie! Yeah!
3 car chases, 2 cross-dressers, and 1 guy in the buff.
Buck naked getting some rest.
2 hours of Cops, Saturday starting at 8, 7 Central on Fox.
If you're not convinced calling 1-800-SAFE-AUTO is a good idea, here are 4 words that will change your mind.
Proof of insurance, please.
1-800-SAFE-AUTO. Pick up the phone, the call is free. 1-800-SAFE-AUTO. SAFE-AUTO.
No, 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 no. No, no. No, 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 no. No, no.
Tired of hearing the same old song when you shop for a car? At Town & Country Ford, we do what other dealers can't. We help you buy a car. Come to Town & Country Ford. You'll be singing a new tune. Town & Country Ford, Lloyd Expressway and I-164, open nightly till 10.
In case you're just joining us, here's another look at tonight's top story.
Every year, Indiana loses 89,000 acres of prime farmland. Now, the Hoosier Farmland Preservation Task Force has a list of 10 recommendations they're working on. They are encouraging cities to revitalize their downtowns to ensure that expansion to agricultural areas is not necessary. The task force also wants the state to consider alternatives to new highways like high-speed rail and metro transportation.
American teenagers seem to be losing their sense of right and wrong. A new study of 20,000 teens shows they don't have the same ethics as previous generations. As Fox reporter Nancy Pender reports, more kids appear to be lying, cheating, and stealing.
Move over, Generation X. Generation Excuse is nipping at your heels.
I've stolen some CDs, but, you know, everybody does it. You know, we're all teenagers. We're just living it up.
Most people still so, you know, different. Who doesn't lie to their parents?
Lying, cheating, and stealing. A new survey shows that today's teenagers are doing much more of all three. Just ask them.
I did feel up that I could get the grade that I think I could, so I cheated and got an A.
Did you feel guilty at all?
No, I didn't. I feel happy that I got the A.
While no one is calling today's teenagers morally bankrupt, there is strong evidence suggesting that dishonesty comes easier today than it did in previous generations. The evidence lies in a new survey conducted by the Josephson Institute for Ethics. When it compared this year's poll with its last in 1992, the result was a marked increase in all three categories. Professor Paul Joes teaches developmental psychology at Loyola University.
I think we have less of a tight-knit community, which prevents this kind of lying and cheating and stealing. I think the community, a tight-knit community, makes it easier for negative consequences to occur for these kids, to be caught lying or stealing.
High school senior Nuchina Harrington couldn't agree more.
No, we do whatever. I'm telling you, it's sad.
It is also reality for those teens more concerned with music than morality. Nancy Pender, Fox News Chicago.
And despite the numbers, almost every teenager who was surveyed felt it was important to be a person with good character. Randy?
Okay, Julie, thanks. Microsoft strikes back at federal prosecutors. They claim the company is not anti-competitive, but instead a force for consumer choice. We'll hear from both sides next on Fox 7 First News.
This portion of the news is brought to you by St. Mary's Healthcare Services. One name, one mission, your health.
Choices are important when deciding on a health plan. Each plan offers a different mix of hospitals, physicians, and service coverage. Sometimes your options are limited, causing problems down the road when you need it most. That's why it's important to choose a health plan that includes the options and coverage you need. St. Mary's has pulled together a network of providers throughout the tri-state that offers the choices your family wants at the right time, in the right place. Choose a health plan that includes St. Mary's.
7,000 Kentucky jobs gone and thousands more layoffs expected, thanks to Scotty Basler's vote for NAFTA, the trade deal that's shutting down Kentucky plants and exporting our jobs to Mexico. And thanks to Scotty Basler, laid-off workers may be denied retraining assistance because Basler voted against more help for NAFTA victims. Tell Scotty Basler on foreign trade deals, start voting for Kentucky workers. But if you live in Mexico, you might want to tell him.
Muchas gracias, señor Basler.
If I have sex,
I could get herpes, syphilis, HIV.
I could get AIDS.
I could die. I could get her pregnant.
I could get pregnant. Pregnant?
I don't even want to think about that.
If I have sex?
Sex.
Sex. If I have sex, I'd lose my virginity.
Virginity. I could lose everything. Freedom. Freedom.
Self-respect.
If I don't.
If I don't have sex, I have time to prepare. Change the cat.
I love having the freedom to do whatever I want. I have my life to live.
I'm gonna wait.
I'm gonna wait till I'm married.
Sex can wait. I'm worth it.
Honey, it's been a week since Tommy's accident. We need to make a decision on an attorney.
I know, but it seems simple. The guy ran the red light and hit him. We can work with the insurance company.
But we don't know everything that has to be done in a situation like this.
Well, what do you feel comfortable doing?
I feel comfortable calling Danks and Danks.
Please don't make an uninformed decision. There are many factors to consider in handling a personal injury claim. Call Danks and Danks today.
Judgment. Danks and Danks.
Its tactics may have been aggressive, but they were legal.
That's the defense being outlined today by Microsoft. in opening statements at its antitrust trial in Washington. Jonathan Carl has more in this report.
A day after the Justice Department depicted Bill Gates as an unscrupulous and dishonest monopolist, Microsoft hit back.
We will show that the government's case is a groundless exercise designed to benefit just a handful of Microsoft's competitors who do not compete with us on the merits of their technology.
In its opening statement, Microsoft lawyer John Warden accused the government of trying to demonize Bill Gates. The government's case is long on rhetoric and short on substance, he told the court.
Microsoft has very good counsel, but they can't change the law, they can't change the facts, and they really can't change the subject. The subject matter is what Microsoft did that was anti-competitive.
The Justice Department accuses Microsoft of illegally using its monopoly power to try to destroy other companies, such as internet browser manufacturer Netscape. Warden said Microsoft's actions are not illegal, just smart business tactics. The antitrust laws are not a code of civility in business, he told the court. Warden called Netscape a ward of the state, unable to compete because its technology is inferior. He faced off against Netscape CEO Jim Barksdale, the government's lead witness. Did you think the lawsuit was an opportunity for Netscape, Warden asked. Barksdale responded, I've always regarded it as an opportunity to protect an opportunity we already had.
The evidence this afternoon demonstrated that Netscape has had a consistent policy of attempting to use the government as part of its overall competitive process against Microsoft for over 3 years.
Microsoft's cross-examination of Barksdale continues Wednesday.
And in an effort to speed up the trial, the judge has ordered that all witnesses submit their direct testimony in writing. The Justice Department says every day of delay is another day for Microsoft to solidify its market dominance.
More and more information is becoming available via the internet, and thanks to recent legislation, more government information is becoming public than ever before. In order to make records easier for the public to access, Suzanne Crouch announced the new county auditor's website in Vanderburgh County. This site allows us to look at minutes from county council meetings, tax billing information, and more. She calls the county auditor's office for more information.
The stock market came out on top again today. The Dow Jones Industrial Average finished up 39.5 points. That's the fifth straight winning session for the Dow. Stocks in the Fox 7 Tri-State Index lost a little ground, down about a half point. Here's a look at the 20 stocks in our exclusive index.
Chaplains all over the U.S. are being recognized for their healing touch. That story is next in our medical report.
And the crew from Gilligan's Island is coming together for another 3-hour tour. We'll have details coming up.
Jump and jive without a sight. The anniversary sale with savings of 25 to 50% store-wide, plus 4-day bonus coupons Wednesday through Saturday. Only at Famous Bar. Jump and jive, without a sight.
Hey, Vern, come on. We've got to go down to Audubon Chrysler's big tent sale. Vern, they've got so many new cars and trucks and vans on sale right now that they had to put them in tents. And, Vern, you can save the big bucks at Audubon Chrysler's big tent sale. Because, Vern, they've got to make you a good deal, because they've got to move them out, because they've got to return the tent. That's how a big tent sale works. Knucklehead.
She was a witness to murder.
You watched a man kill your sister.
Now she may be the next victim. Millennium, an all-new episode, Friday at 9, 8 Central.
Thank you, ma'am.
Did you want to pay off your bills, too?
I sure do.
Clean up your credit cards or just go on vacation.
Oh, thanks.
Come on, honey. Let's go.
American General Finance lends money to thousands of people just like you, for me, every day. Just pick up the phone.
Call 1-888-305-1247.
Can you take yes for an answer?
Yes, yes.
1-888-305-1247.
Can you pick up your check today?
American General, I really need... Wow. You guys are fast.
And we're right here, right now.
1-888-305-1247. Call now. 1-888-305-1247.
It's time for Fox 7 First Weather with Chief Meteorologist Ron Rhodes.
There's a lake in Africa called Victoria Lake. This is Victoria, Texas, which is right now Victoria Lake, because the only way to get around is by boat or by helicopter. These helicopters were out today to rescue people stranded on the roofs of their homes. It is a big mess down there. The Guadalupe River is exceeding its banks, no surprise there. And one of the problems, too, the livestock. Look at this cow right here out in the middle of it. It's a big problem out there, but at least they've got the rescue efforts going full bore. Hey, let's take you back here. We've got some rain on the way, nothing like what they're seeing in Texas. We do have a little bit of light rain now creeping in on the northern edge of Doppler 7. It's still a ways off. It's in central Illinois, but it is making some progress onto the southeast, and it will be moving in as a cold front moves on in, and on the back side of that front, that's where we get the frost on Thursday morning and where we get the freeze on Friday morning. And in fact, it wasn't a widespread frost, but Josh Boyer said there was a little frost on the old car this morning. Had to get out the scraper, had to dust that thing off, and I advise everyone to do that because we're going to need that thing over the days ahead. Not tomorrow morning, though, but 55 degrees is what Josh has in the past hour. They've been calling in, really, the latter part of the game and then into this hour as well. So these temperature readings really over the past hour, hour and a half. 52 degrees from Lewisport, and that's from Kim Gammon. 52 in Clarkson from Scotty Gore. Dr. Hank Parton has 53 degrees on his thermometer. 57 in Madisonville for Mark Arnett. 48 already from Jordan Evans in Henderson. Remember, Jordan saw 2 shooting stars last night. No Orionid's meteors tonight because of the clouds. 50 degrees is what I've got downtown. That's what Earl Phelps has on the north side, but it's already 42 on the east side, according to Jennifer Strange. In Johnson, Jack Fetcher has 44 degrees, 55 from Josh. There's 54 in Paradise. That's from Kenny Keith. 53 star-studded cloud degrees. It's a mix of clouds and stars, I guess, is what Gene has up in Petersburg. 51 in Grayville from Norman Bredenkamp. 54 in Fairfield, and 50 degrees from Floyd Weber. And Ingraham, of course, in Fairfield. That is Jamie Austin. Mold spores, still a problem, but I'm telling you right now, the pollen count is gone at the end of this week. I want to thank GFI for supplying the pollen count to us, but once we have that freeze, that's it for the pollen. It won't be counted anymore. No need to do that. As the chilly air will be moving on south by Friday, it's going to be down into South Florida, but for us, we're going to feel it tomorrow. We're going to see the clouds, some scattered light rain, a high of only 59 degrees, so it's going to be chilly, guys.
We'll bundle up, Ron. Thanks a lot. When it comes to caring for the sick or the dying, there is more than just the physical care. This week, chaplains are being recognized around the country for the spiritual care they offer to those who are dealing with a medical crisis. These highly trained individuals help some patients come to grips with a terminal illness while they help others better face a major medical procedure. Studies have shown that spiritual care can actually improve a patient's conditions.
A lot of what we do is what some people have called a ministry of presence. And just knowing that we're a chaplain, and in some ways we're standing in visibly for God who is not visible, and that brings a calming effect.
The chaplains also offer spiritual care to those who offer the physical care. They say it's difficult at times for medical workers not to get emotionally caught up in the care of their patients. A lot of us use email to keep in touch with friends and family, so why not use it to keep in touch with your doctor? The question is getting a lot of attention from the medical community. In fact, the debate over its ethical and legal repercussions is the focus of this week's Journal of the American Medical Association. Right now, email is not used often. Only 1 to 2% of doctors use it to communicate with their patients.
In entertainment news, you'd think Gilligan would be nuts to go on another 3-hour tour, considering what happened the first time, but he's going to be back on a boat tonight, cruising the Potomac in Washington. Bob Denver, Don Wells, Russell Johnson, and even Tina Louise are taking part in a benefit to raise money for the group Women in Film and Video. Don't think Larry King's going along, though. The group is giving the cast an American Icon Award for their contribution to popular culture. Don't blink or you'll miss another great season of real TV on Fox 7. The show is in its third year and has become a huge hit. On any given show, you can see anything from dramatic crashes like that one, or experience what it looks like to be inside the crushing jaws of a crocodile. Fox 7 talked with show host John Daly via satellite today about another exciting fall season. Which clip gets the most requests?
The most response. Interesting you say that. I'm not going to tell you that, only for the simple reason that at the in the end of November, we are having 2 shows. They're our top 20 shows. And we'll show you the from 20 to 11, and then from 10 to number 1. We're going to show you that. So I'd love to tell you, but I don't want to tell you because I want you to watch the show.
Daly says the number 1 video will surprise you. Next week, it's Frightening Fangs Week. See it all up close and personal on Fox 7 at 11, following Jerry Springer. Comedian Jerry Seinfeld doesn't have to find a sandlot when he wants to play baseball. All he has to do is call up his friends at Shea Stadium. The New York Daily News says Seinfeld and several friends, including Chris Rock, got to play ball for 4 hours at Shea, and it didn't cost them a dime. Julie?
They had fun, Randy. Thanks a lot. Well, speaking of ball players, Sammy Sosa returns to his home country. Rich Miller joins us with that story next. Plus, we'll have a special treat for UK fans.
This is Mark McVicker in Lexington. The Kentucky Wildcats are back and ready to defend their national championship. Can they do it? A preview coming up.
107.5 WABX. Classic rock that really rocks. Classic rock. Let's talk. 107.5 WABX. 107.5 WABX, playing the greatest classic rock ever made. 107.5 WABX. Classic rock that really rocks. 107.5 WABX.
And now an update on the Big Lots bargain event.
I was just there. It starts with one deal, then bam, you're getting everything at the Big Lots price.
Get new name brands every week at Big Lots, like Hanes Fleece for the entire family from $2.99 to $4.99. This Sunbeam electric indoor grill is just $19.99. And get a Hamilton Beach 14-speed blender that's loaded with features for $24.99.
Hey, might as well get the Big Lots price.
That's good news.
Randy Moss, Barry Sanders, the explosive Vikings look to shoot down the Lions. Fox NFL Sunday, this week at noon Eastern, 9 Pacific.
At $189 a month, why wouldn't you lease a sporty new Saturn coupe?
If you're going to get to first base, get to first base. If you're going to get a deal, get a deal. Hardee's Big Deluxe Burger, now for just 99 cents every day. A great burger at a really great price, just 99 cents. If you're going to go, go all out.
It's time for Fox 7 Sports, live with Rich Miller.
Hey, thanks for staying up. The Padres sent a former Yankee out to try and stop the Yankees tonight. Sterling Hitchcock got the Game 3 assignment for San Diego, down 2 games done in the World Series first inning, and he would get some help from his defense, from his center fielder, as a matter of fact. That's Chuck Knobloch at the plate, fly ball to center field. Here comes the pride of Paducah, Steve Finley, bobbles the ball, but hangs on to make the grab. San Diego led 3-0 until Scott Brocious put his stamp on the game. In the 7th, he belts a solo homer to get the Yankees on the board. Next inning, Padres brought on their relief ace, Trevor Hoffman, and Brocious lights him up for a 3-run shot to dead center. Yankees hold on to win 5-4 and take a 3-0 lead in the series. Game 4 right here tomorrow night. Well, he went from being one of the more popular Cubs players to one of the most popular players in all of baseball. Today, he came back to where it all began. Sammy Sosa arrived in the Dominican Republic for a visit with family and a meeting with local government officials to see what he can do to help the nation's poor people.
Very prompt.
sister can do. They have to know that I'm not going to take care of the whole country because they know that I have family. But yes, I'm going to do everything that I can do.
All Dominicans, we've been waiting for this moment. And people that follow baseball, people that don't know anything about baseball, but they hear so much about Sammy Sosa.
Sammy picked up his first postseason award today. He was the Sporting News choice for Major League Player of the Year. Tubby Smith's second UK basketball team has one of the toughest tasks in sports, repeating as national champions. As our Mark McVicker reports in a tri-state exclusive from Lexington, the Cats still have some problems to work through.
1, 2, 3, Words like Final Four and national championship are commonplace at Kentucky. But this year, Coach Tubby Smith isn't letting those voices get too loud.
And we're here to help them become better people, become better players. That's the last thing we talk about. In fact, I don't think we've even talked about it. I think they know that.
Some college prognosticators have the Wildcats down a little bit this year, and there's reason for it. Despite a lot of leadership, there are some question marks, and they begin in the middle. That's where Jamal McGlure was supposed to rule, but he's on indefinite suspension for off-court incidents, and hinted today it could be for the whole season.
I haven't put a number on the games, but, I mean, I just will expect the worst, and hopefully it won't be as bad as everybody portrays it to be.
Would the worst be the whole season? I mean, that's what we're getting at.
We could say that.
So for now, sophomore Michael Bradley will get the call at center.
I mean, whatever happens with Jamal, I'm just going to go in there and be ready to play, if it's start, if it's coming off the bench, whatever.
Inside presence and leadership is also expected from senior Scott Padgett, who relishes another shot at a title.
We're trying to figure out who's going to be the fifth-year senior next year. We've had, it was Jared, and then it was Fast to Shep, and then it was me. So it's like we have that one old wise guy every year on the team.
Padgett, Hashimu Evans, and Wayne Turner may carry the load early until the Cats find answers to their other questions. In Lexington, Mark McVicker, Fox 7 for Sports.
Well, both IU and Kentucky are coming off big football wins last Saturday. Indiana beat Iowa, and in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the Wildcats took a big step toward a bowl appearance with a win over LSU. They played well enough to stay in the game and won it at the end in a field goal. But there's no rest. They need to come up with another big game to beat a team like the 11th-ranked Georgia Bulldogs.
I suspect they'll do what they did last year. They held us to the lowest point total last year, although we did have a touchdown call back that really hurt us. They're just big and physical, and they play real hard. Play as a unit very well. They're much like Florida in that respect.
And we'll have more from the coach this Saturday morning at 11 when the Hal Mummy Show hits the air here on Fox 7. Then at 11:30, it's the Cats and Georgia live on the SEC Game of the Week. The Bulldogs are not underdogs. Georgia is a 1-point favorite. At the Tri-State Athletic Club in Evansville today, the area's top high school tennis player was tuning up for this Friday's state championships. Castle's Andy Martin won the regional singles title last weekend. Today, Andy and his dad, Don, the Tri-State Pro, are getting ready. Andy is off to the state meet for the second straight year. He'll face a player from the South Bend area in his first match on Friday.
I lost to him last year in the semifinals, but it was a real close match, and I think now, since I think I've got a little better since last year. I think that maybe if I don't know if I can stay focused out there, I think I have a good chance of winning. I mean, it's gonna be tough.
Andy told me last year's experience should be a big help this time. He's hoping his teammates on the Castle team will make the trip to watch him compete.
I think I'm going to get almost all of them to come up with me this time, and hopefully they can go out there and support me. It's a team game, I'm out there competing, and I'm competing for the team.
He'll have to win 2 matches just to reach the final on Saturday. Soccer regionals are set for tomorrow night. The boys will have Central take it on Castle across the way. The girls' semifinal has Wrights and Memorial battling again. And in Boonville, it's Washington and Providence on the boys' side. And at Terre Haute North, Washington against Terre Haute South. So getting ready for lots of tournament play coming up here. Football sectionals, of course, coming up Friday night.
And if the Yankees wrap up tomorrow, you can make a good case for best team ever?
Boy, I think so. I mean, you got to give them credit for it. Yeah. Amazing.
All right.
Thanks, Rich.
Game 4 coming up. Thanks. A regional band is getting some national recognition thanks to Monica Lewinsky and the Bob and Tom Show.
We'll give you a listen to their little ditty when Fox 7 First News continues.
No, 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 no,
Tired of hearing the same old song when you shop for a car? At Town & Country Ford, we do what other dealers can't. We help you buy a car. Come to Town & Country Ford. You'll be singing a new tune. Town & Country Ford, Lloyd Expressway and I-164, open nightly till 10.
When Suzanne Crouch became your county auditor 4 years ago, she promised to return honesty, integrity, and efficiency to the office. She's delivering on her promises every day. Under Suzanne's leadership, the auditor's office again has accurate financial records, timely records of public meetings, a clean bill of health from the State Board of Accounts, a fixed asset inventory for the county, and courteous, efficient service. Promises made, promises kept.
I'm Suzanne Crouch. I'm committed to excellence, and I need your vote on Election Day to build on that excellence in the county auditor's office.
In the first Union Grand Slam of skating, the ladies go head-to-head to see who'll advance to the finals. Coverage begins Sunday on Fox. Check local listings.
Remember the double talk?
We should balance the budget in 10 years.
We could do it in 7, 8 years.
So we're between 7 and 9 now.
It took this Republican Congress just 4 years to balance the budget. Now there's a surplus and a Republican plan to save Social Security for the future and provide tax relief to working families by ending the marriage tax penalty. Republicans like John Hostetler support this balanced plan to protect seniors and strengthen families. Call Congressman Hostetler. Tell him to keep working to save Social Security and cut taxes.
Jim, here's another bill from the accident.
We should have called Danks & Danks.
Personal injury claims can be very complicated. If you don't seek legal representation from Danks & Danks, please get it somewhere.
Judgment. Danks & Danks.
Just when it seemed like the President Clinton sex scandal was dying down, here comes another Monica Lewinsky story.
But this Monica story has a different beat and a catchy one at that. Fox 7's Breck Thomas has the story of Monica's song.
You may never have heard of libidos, but we've all heard more than enough about the woman they're singing about.
Monica Lewinsky, this and that, and just popped in my head.
But for a band from a small tri-state town, libidos didn't quite know what to do with their new song.
We all, Bob and Tom probably eat this up, Well, they did.
The Bob and Tom Show, a nationally syndicated morning radio show out of Indianapolis, loved the song so much they brought the band to Indy to record the song for their show.
Bob and Tom Show helped us considerably. Before that, we didn't have but a couple thousand hits on our website. After it was on Bob and Tom, we surpassed 15,000, I think.
And the band figured if Monica Lewinsky would eventually make millions from the scandal, why shouldn't a band from Washington, Indiana make a few bucks?
Yeah, it started out as a joke song, and it made us a few $1,000s.
Now, whether or not this Monica song will skyrocket libidos into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame remains to be seen. Right now, they're just enjoying their newfound fame and probably wondering if they'll ever get an answer from Monica. With more Washington, D.C. gossip, in Washington, Indiana, Breck Thomas, Fox 7 First News.
And the Monica song will be on the band's next CD and an upcoming Bob and Tom CD. And if you want more information about libidos, you can visit their website at libidos.home.ml.org.
And if the song seemed tame enough for you, it's because we did a little editing, because even at 11:35, it's
a little lurid.
Yeah.
A little lurid.
Yeah. But meteorologist Ron Rhodes joins us for a final look at the forecast next.
So stay tuned.
Don't miss your Chevy dealers
Non-stop.
Blacktop Coast
To coast. Save the most.
sales event. The biggest cashback offers in Chevy history.
Got my Malibu.
Get your Malibu and get $1,000 cash back. Or get your Malibu with the lowest financing rate in Chevy history. 0.9. So get to your local Chevy dealer now for their non-stop blacktop coast-to-coast save the most sales event. Act fast.
Won't last.
Don't miss the sale of the season. Cook Furniture Gallery's Spooktacular Sale. Drastically reduced prices throughout the store. Savings from 30 to 50% off on Cook Furniture's incredible selection of tables, lamps, baker's racks, cedar chests, Barco loungers, love seats, sofas, accessories, and much more. All 30 to 50% off, plus 12 months, same as cash. The savings are spooktacular during the Spooktacular Sale this week only, and only at Cook Furniture Gallery. Easy parking, conveniently located in downtown Evansville on Main Street.
David Copperfield tells E.T. the truth about his relationship with Claudia Schiffer, plus Hollywood's new Fountain of Youth on E.T.
Tomorrow afternoon at 5:30 on Fox 7.
$5,000! That's how much you could win this Thursday morning on 104 FM WIKY. Just put your radio on WIKY. That's 104.1 FM. Then listen Thursday morning at 7:20. We'll announce the birthday in this envelope. If it matches your birthday, you could win free money.
Somebody's going to win $5,000 Thursday morning at 7:20 on 104 WIKY. Win guaranteed cash.
Somebody's going to win all this. Hey, you look like somebody.
Bit by bit, bite by bite, gonna twist your noodle tonight. New Supreme, have you tried? Topped with cheese, open wide, ravioli and cheese. Heck of a find, twist your noodle, change your mind. Introducing ravioli and cheese, part of the new Supreme line from Hamburger Helper. Twist your noodle, change your mind.
We're going to go, but before we do, final word on the weather.
More clouds tomorrow. It's going to be chilly, though, high at 59, and then the frost on Thursday morning, freeze on Friday.
And thanks for staying up with us, everybody.
Join Jerry Springer in progress. Have a good night.